Alright, so I hope there's enough light in here for the GoPro. I'd use my phone, but my phone is nowhere near as good as the GoPro, so that means I definitely need to upgrade my phone at some point. Right then, so basically, if you want to improve Wi-Fi from your Virgin Media router, I've got a Hub 4, just in case, for your reference. You can do... I'll put a link in the description of the video I made earlier. You can actually change the channels on the Wi-Fi to a better channel. This will give you probably about a 2% improvement, but that's if all you need, then that's good. That's option 1. There's another option 2. You can get your laptop. Let me just put this cable out there. And these things. If you're having dead spots on your laptop, you can get a better Wi-Fi signal with a USB 5G dongle with a better antenna on, because the antennas in laptops are basically made out of a scrapyard. They're just a board with a bit of solder on. That's probably the same in the actual router itself. That's why it can't transmit pretty far. But the thumb of rule is with radio, if one end has a really good antenna and the other end doesn't, the other end with the good antenna will make up for it. So you can improve black spots with a $5 or six quid USB dongle. Make sure you get a good antenna on it, and make sure it is 5G or 600 megabits at least. Right, so that's what you can do there as a cheap alternative. So first, change the Wi-Fi channels on a clear channel. You can use an app called Wi-Fi Analyzer for that. So give that a whirl. I'll link that video in the description. And then next you can try a dongle to see if that helps you in your study or wherever you're not getting Wi-Fi. And then let's say you've got a gaming PC upstairs or a gaming something that needs an Ethernet jack. You can use these plugs. They're very expensive though. There's only 500 megabits. Not what I call fast enough. You need at least a gig, and even then they're not fast enough. But if you can get hold of them, they're pretty cheap. You basically plug that into the wall. Oops, this cable's gonna knock it off. Plug the Ethernet cable, LAN cable into there, and then plug the other end into your Virgin Media router. And then you go upstairs. Hopefully you've got good electrics and they're not old and don't need replacing. And then you get another Ethernet cable, and then you plug it into the wall, turn it on, and plug it into whatever device you're using, like your personal computer, or even if you're putting a switch upstairs to run cables and like that, just in case you can't get a cable upstairs. I'd advise using these before a Wi-Fi repeater or anything like that. These are pretty good. I use them for emergencies only, but they're only 500 megs. They're not amazing, but they'll get your internet there. Not good, ideal for gaming. So let's go over to, what option was I on? Was I on option 4? God, that was loud. Need to edit that. So other options: if it's got a LAN port jack, an Ethernet port, use it. If you can't string cable around your house, then you can actually buy flat ones. I think I've got a flat cable here. Yep. Don't know if you can see it. There's a flat Ethernet cable there that goes under your carpet, and you can take it straight through your double glazing window and straight upstairs and into another double glazing window. But if you're not that type of person, you want it done professional, then I don't know. You'll have to get some holes drilled through the floorboards in your roof, and they don't look pretty. Right, next thing you can do is you could get yourself an access point. An access point is just basically a box with an Ethernet cable that plugs in the back and then plugs into your router. But again, you're still taking a cable from your router to the other end of your house, or to, the best idea would be to your loft, and you put in an access point in there. And again, a Wi-Fi 6 router to keep up with a Virgin router is pretty expensive. But I do offer another alternative. There is the Asus gaming router. I forgot the model. I'll link it in the description. They're now a couple of year old, and you can get them second hand for about $50, $60. And as you can see, they've got antennas on, at least 6 antennas. It's only got 4 Ethernet ports on the back, so you might need to buy a switch. But basically what you do is you turn the Virgin Media Router in modem mode. You plug a cable from that into the one port of this router, and then you mess about with loads of tons of settings. You've got loads of Wi-Fi options, and you've got 2 5G signals and 1 2G. As I say, this router has its own little mini CPU like a phone. I think it's a dual core CPU. It has its own RAM as well. It doesn't take much electric, but the antenna, just adding an antenna, a proper one, vastly improves your Wi-Fi distance. And you can even control the power. For instance, if you only want 5G in this room, then you can turn the power right down to save on energy. And if you want a longer distance, you can turn the 2.4G straight up. I've gained, at least using with this router, an extra 70 meters. I used to play in the backs with the kids, and I couldn't get 5G or 2G from the Virgin router. So as soon as I put this Asus gaming router in, I can get Wi-Fi straight out there, sit in the street and watch videos without any problem now, and get a decent connection. So as I say, the choice is yours. You've got different circumstances to me. You've got a different house, shed, garage, flat, bungalow, or whatever compared to me. It's probably made out of lead in your wall, whether you live in new house or old house. But the main option I'd go for, if you want to improve your Wi-Fi coverage, I would go for a Wi-Fi access point. You're going to have to use a cable. You're going to have to use an Ethernet cable to the Wi-Fi access point. Let me explain a bit more for you. This end goes in the Virgin router, and then this end will go in your access point. You'll probably need a 20-meter Ethernet cable, which will cost you £10–11 off eBay. You can get a flat one, and you want, if you're using Wi-Fi 6, you want at least Cat 7, and it will have metal ends like this. If you've got one way out metal ends and it's got plastic on, don't bother. It's just for 20 meters you need as much connectivity as you want. Normally come with gold. Normally come with gold plated as well, but gold doesn't really make a difference. It just looks pretty. But they are flat. I'll get this one out and you can see it better. And it's going to go off. There you go. As you can see, it's a nice flat cable, gold. That is Cat 7 cable. So I'd get that used. It's gone off now. Everything's going to be beeping. As you can see, the red lights come on. Yeah, this router also works as an access point as well, but you might as well have it as a router because it's got more processing power than the Virgin router. So you can either use a Wi-Fi access point, or you can gamble £50, £60, $6 on this gaming router and get yourself an extra 60 meters. But that depends if you actually need 60 more meters. If you need more than that, I would definitely recommend a Wi-Fi access point coupled on by an Ethernet cable. Don't put it in repeater mode unless you have this gaming router. This gaming router supports an extra channel dedicated for repeating mode, but again, that's adding latency to your internet. But if you just go on YouTube and Facebook, then that's obviously no problem. It's up to you. See you later. Bye bye.